Well, greetings, hello, and welcome back. We are building ambitiously today. How is she going? Good to have you with us. I've been inspired by some building that we've done over on Twitch, and I have this desire to just push out massive highway infrastructure. This part of the city right here, I think, needs just a little bit more connectivity. Very open. And my crazy plan was to have another connection point for the highway here, and then just kind of wrap gently towards the seaport, and then reconnect. And that way we have highway to highway connection that you don't have to go the whole way across this way now. Oh, is that J Dizzle? Hello? More diverging diamonds, dude. Literally, I'm gonna be making the highway to highway version of it. A double crossover. Merging interchange. DCMI. That's 52 million. That's half our money. That's crazy. Not that we have anything else to spend it on, but that's just crazy, eh? Jacko, perfect time and welcome in. We are getting started. This is going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, well, let's give her. I just noticed that my game seems like it's running a little bit choppy right now. Not really sure why that's the case, outside of just kind of the normal here, but let that just kind of run gently in the background on one speed here. I have downloaded some more mods, so, yeah. You may have done this to yourself, eh? All right, so I think what we need to do is just basically bring... Oh, there's some hail coming. Basically bring the highway to highway connection maybe over to the airport. And if we could maybe end it in here or something. Just a little bit more connectivity for them and then just not super bottlenecking. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. But let's start with the diverging diamond portion. So I need a highway that basically runs up like that. And is it going to be elevated? Ooh, yeah, I think so. I think the two of these being an elevated stack interchange would look pretty cool as the divergent diamond thing, you know? A lot of buzzwords here for intersections. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you tuning on in. Always feel like there's too much to do and never enough time to do it. I like that problem. I think I like that problem more than the other problem, where you just have too much time in the day and you can't fill it. As Celine Dion famously said, sometimes the hours just go on for days. Boy, howdy, when that happens, that sucks. All right, so that is an astronomical difference in height right here, eh? Oh, yeah. So let's bring the road up. Let's say from EA to EA. And this is effectively a diverging diamond, but just a highway-to-highway version. And so there's no need for a ground-level crossing. But our, roads are going to go up and over each other. Kind of like a diamond helix. It's really cool to look at. And when it works correctly, it's like, my gosh, how did you do that, you know? As long as we get the height correct. Let's do a height of 20, actually. I didn't realize how tall this bridge really is. Oh, but then, yes, ideally, in line. Oh, for Pete's sake. What I might need to do is this portion first, and then I can do the other part. That way I'm not going to be, super worried about it being, symmetrical. And we're already going on a slight angle here. So I'm really not, going to try to chase the symmetry, but this should look really cool when done correctly. I just need the two of these to be at a height that makes a bit more sense for drawing the lanes together. And we've done one of these before, so if you're, an OG of the channel ecosystem, you'd probably be like, this sounds familiar. All right, well, if that's the case, maybe we go a little bit closer. Yeah. I think even just like for me, I'm going to try not to judge too much the process, but I might feel like I'm losing the plot at some points. But we'll politely try to keep those thoughts to ourselves and just kind of see where we end up, eh? I'm going to make our music a pinch louder as we cook. Mr. Chase, welcome in. How's it going? All right, so this is bridge. And then for the diverging diamond, we switch the directional flow of our traffic, but the diverging diamond for an in-city does it at a ground level with a traffic light. Here, we're just going up and over. This is when things get crazy. Yo, Pink Moth, what up, man? Dude, hope you're doing well today. Pink Moth, we're on a new run for Zomboid, eh? I started an Ekron run again. No, we didn't do Ekron last time. We did Irvington, so I'm Ekron this time around. And I've survived, like, 2 in-game days. And I'm, like, it's, like, burning a hole in my head right now trying to get back into, like, stay, you know. I'm thinking about Zomboid. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, I hope you're well, dude. Okay, so this is where things get really kooky in a fun way. So this one has got to talk to that side. And that one's got to talk to that side. But it's got to do it with kind of like a helix DNA kind of shape to it. It's very kooky to describe this, but it's so easy to show it when it's built. Doing all right. Got my tooth out. Good on you, man. Just navigating, dealing with that. Honestly, don't fret too much about that. Pain is over. I'm glad you got that dealt with, dude. And the Zomboid, like the VOD, feel free to watch that, eh? Otherwise, I'll be jumping into that later this afternoon. And I cannot wait to do it, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a shame teeth are such luxury bones, dude. It's cool that, like, the medical stuff is starting to catch up, and there's, like, you know, hope for the future for some neat things here, but just frustrating. The luxury items, your teeth, your eyeballs, your ears, and your feet. I'm going to bring this down just enough height difference here so that we can sneaky underneath. But kind of picture, like, a DNA helix. It's so crazy. I don't, once upon a time, I used to upload the Twitch VODs to YouTube, but I felt like crossing the worlds didn't really work all that well for me. I try to keep them slightly different ecosystems, so I'm a little bit more like Mr. Rogers over here. Like, you could park your kids in front of the stream on YouTube, but I don't know about the Twitch stream, you know? And so I was tempted to start, like, a different YouTube channel just for, like, the Twitch VODs, because you get more, storage capacity on YouTube versus Twitch, but I'm just a little bit lazy for implementation. I still don't really know what I want. Like, you know, when you're a kid and you're in school, and it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like, I don't know. I'll tell you when I get there. Well, I'm starting to get there, and I still don't know yet, so. Otherwise, on Twitch, the VODs will stay for, I think you have 2 months. Like 6 weeks or maybe 2 months, and they just delete themselves after that. All right. Terrible for its design, but if we can use the movement mod to help out, that's kind of what I'm going for right here, if you can imagine. John Mary, what up, man? I know you. Welcome in. All right, so how do we improve on that, eh? Almost like I need a bit more room before that connects. Again, we don't want to judge the process. We just want to judge the end result. Brother, we are not even close to the end yet, so don't even say a word about how it looks. Honestly, I wish I took better care of my teeth so this didn't happen. Literally, dude, I feel that so hard. I ran into that problem where I just had my mouth grew faster and, like, you know, aged faster than my body. And so I was quite literally 10 years old with all of my adult teeth getting braces because the shape of my mouth didn't match, like, the room. So it was like, oh. So when it comes to teeth stuff, I have nothing but sympathy, and I hope that, you know, one day it's just a laughable thing of the past, like putting on a Band-Aid, fixing your teeth. I got the ringer though, dude. I got the you know, the trifecta. I got the teeth stuff. I wear orthotics. Oh my heaven, I'm like an old man here, eh? And I got the glasses. John, I hope you're well, dude. Welcome on in. All right, so that's basically looking good. That's clean. That I'm happy with. This one here, let's get a little bit exaggerated and we'll drop the height. I always picture this like a DNA helix for my like point of reference. I'm also Pink Moth, one of those people I like to plan. I don't like to do. I really don't like that about me. And so often, you know, even like medical stuff, I'll just kind of be like, yep, should get that done. Good luck. But you can't live your life like that for, you know, forever, right? Okay, nice and easy so that our truck friends don't feel too scared going through this. I think the hard part is going to be like trying to mirror more or less this on the other side. And then on the Twitch stream, we also built a diverging diamond about. And I have never in my wildest dreams even thought about one of those. It's a hybrid between a diverging diamond and a roundabout. And Black Sparrow, shout out. What up, dude? If you're watching somehow. He suggested it. And it's a build from Kansas City, Missouri. It's a real thing, which is crazy talk. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a diverging diamond on one half and a roundabout on the other, and it's so brilliant. So I think the exit off of this, one of them is going to be the diverging diamond about. And I think the other half, I might try doing a another continuous flow interchange. I kind of like how that worked out too. Oh, that's cool. That is unbelievably cool. But then here's the thing though, eh? I think this might be a little bit far away from here. It's just like our regular diverging diamond. I need this to exit from here, head towards here, and then one of them beelines like that to the uppies. The other one beelines down to the lower deck. And I have to do the flip on the other side, so... Oh, heaven. Yeah, I need, like, basically this to be right there, I think. Otherwise, the interchange is going to be just, like, way too big. And all of this just arms us with knowledge. And I seem to always just try to play this game in some kind of rush. And we're 30 hours... No, 60 hours. Yeah, this is 2 hours an episode. We're 30 episodes in now. We're coming up on 60 hours. And I still haven't got my fill. So, like, what's another 5 or 10 minutes just to build this out, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, round 2. Electric Boogaloo. And I do like to naively think, because I'm probably not going to record this anytime soon, but I really should. I like to naively think this is all just kind of like research for YouTube videos. We do like a condensed, clear, focused version of this. It's like, oh yeah, you look like a professional. Well, thank you. Any questions though? Thoughts? Bless the movement mod. Oh, and I also forgot. We need the constant slope. That'll help us a little bit over here. I still haven't fully mastered Move It 2, but I know how to like get to the point where I'm kind of like able to have it work for what I want to do. Okay. And then I don't really have a timeline, but I do feel like this should take about 20 minutes if everything goes to plan. So a good portion of today's episode will be highway related. But I have, of course, downloaded some more assets. I think the game's kind of smoothed out a bit. We can plop down some more custom stuff. Okay. Better bulldozer. Okay. Worry about that stuff, maybe the min-max at the end, but just enough room for a truck. That's what we're going for here. So how does unlocking more space in CS2 work? The tiles are just more of them in this game. And in some of the maps, the tiles are different than a square, but more or less when you're ready to expand, you just buy the next tile over. And then you pay an upkeep cost, which is unfortunately very expensive. And that's going to be more or less based on like how much building area and how much resources you have. So resource-heavy tiles will cost more than tiles without resources. And then you can also run your overlay and have your resources show as you're doing this. And then people that make custom maps, like the tile might be like, one tile might be that lake, just to kind of make it a bit easier for building. And so if nothing else, this game is a really, really, really fun traffic simulator. And it is absolutely like just punishing early if you make poor financial decisions. You do need to kind of be a bit more min-maxing early on. But like taking out loans, messing around with your tax rate, even reducing the amount of like going into an individual service, upping the fees and stuff. So if you expand too quickly and buy too many tiles, you just don't have the budget for it. And you can see like right now, like tile upkeep is phenomenal for price. Like that is insanity how much that's actually costing. And if you want, you can play on an easier mode where this doesn't quite cost as much and it's easier to expand. And then Cities 1 just happened to have like 9 tiles as a maximum that you could buy in vanilla. Whereas this, you have hundreds of tiles. And what I'm kind of hoping for, like as an evolution, is we could build, say, like the entirety of this map, and then mods would be able to make this map bigger. That's what I'm hoping for, like a Cities 3 or something. Also, just pay no mind to that tornado, eh? Because, like, I feel like for this game, if you want to build a couple satellite cities on the map, there's not a lot of space in between them. So I end up just by accident making one super giant region that feels like it just grew into, like, one big mega city with some space in between, but I would love a true region building slash, like, Cities XL where you have, like, a world. And the 9 tiles was absolutely perfectly suited for what it needed to be. And that was a competition for the SimCity 2013 game that only had basically one tile as a city builder. And that was like the Glassbox engine that they built their game into. They just couldn't scale it correctly. And instead of just like abandoning the game or postponing it or calling it like SimTown, they just doubled down. And they're like, yep, SimCity is coming. But you would hit like, you know, 50, 60 hours in one city and then you'd be done. There'd be like no more content. So that game was very fun, but you just ran out of content so quickly. And then Cities 1 were very cheeky about it because they were like, oh, we have 9 tiles compared to the 1 tile. And it's just, yeah, a small little dev team. It started off as like a little hobby project. I think it was under 10 people originally that worked on this. Cities lore. I love all this stuff. I used to watch a lot of the developers stream back in the Cities one day. And you would get such fun factoids. Or you would get like dev knowledge, you know, that they just wouldn't share. Loved all that. I remember watching Zeke's Corner. That was one of my favorite. It'd be him and his teddy bear. But his teddy bear would have like a voice and a persona. Very, very funny. But he would just stream and then just drop random factoids about the game. No way, dude. Tom, my man, thank you. Tom, that is extremely generous. Heck yeah, dude. Above and beyond, my friend. Oh, it's very helpful. Hope you're having a great day. You've tremendously added to mine, my friend. A little bit janky looking. Yeah, remember he said don't judge. Oh yeah, sorry. Guys, if you got any hearts or emotes or thanks to toss in that chat, we appreciate that too, eh? We appreciate the people that support us. Okay, why is this height being so weird, eh? Works so well on the other side, if you can call that well. Let me lower that slightly. It's been a minute, dude. I mean, I got 2 summers now since I've been to UK. We'll put those pounds in the bank for later, though. TwitchCon EU is happening in Berlin this spring going into the summer, so like a ways away, but tempted to, you know, do a little stopover. Okay, again, not looking super clean, but we know how to adjust these to the point where we can make them look better. Okay, that's slightly better. And I can do my little move it mod trick where I just redraw the rows and it looks cleaner when you've got the constant slope going. And let's see if we got the spacing just enough so that we can start getting the arms in. Build an army. No, that's not what I meant. That's funny. That's 180 right there. Oops. Okay, I think I said 20 minutes. Yeah, I think I did say 20 minutes. Who the heck is going to finish this in 20 minutes? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so we need an exit lane, and then that jets towards this way, and then we split into both directions. So that would need 5-lane asymmetrical, just for a smidgen here. And then Iceflake has said that the next big thing they're going to be working on is better optimization in regards to mods. So like creation, hosting, downloading, playing with them. I've gone absolutely out of control with the mod workshop, but we kind of knew that was going to happen. And it just feels like, you know, the city still needs to add a lot more population to it. And I worry for my poor CPU as our city continues to balloon here, you know, with assets. But hopefully that does come sooner rather than later. And I feel like we've crossed the halfway point, but can't work on the same city forever, you know what I mean? So at some point we will be done this one. I just need to fill it in more. But at some point my computer might just kind of tell us when we're done, if that makes sense too. That's cool. Oh, that is super cool, dude. These grandiose infrastructure projects are just tremendously fun to try. And it's almost like if you build it in layers, and then you get like good at like knowing what layer to work on next, you could just pump these out so fast, I think, if you kept practicing. And then that would be such a fun series, eh? There was once upon a time on Twitch a thing called Cities in a Snap, and it was like a speed building contest. And creators would get given the details of the challenge, like literally just before it starts, so it's kind of a fair world, you know? And there'd be like a theme. Sometimes you use mods, sometimes you don't, but one of them could have been an interchange building contest, and that still could be a thing, eh? Do that. So highway to highway, you just roll over. That's cool. And I think the second lane for like a smidge more here. Oh, that's cool. That is actually cool. That's literally what you're going for, eh? Oh, man, that is wild. GG's. All right. Other side. But yes, my circular point. I'd like to get better at making these so I can try doing like a series or some challenges. But if everything goes to plan, we'll start getting ahead of it, and then we're going to start doing some pre-recorded content alongside our live stream series. And we use the live stream to kind of learn a bit, you know? Jeff, what up, dude? If your computer can play CS1 up to 250k population, it can play CS2. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like they're such different games though, right? Like, the engine is definitely different here. I can go further on vanilla, for sure. But I was just noticing when I started this up today, it was a bit laggy. And what are we, like 210? That's a very strong population. I don't really need, like, 1 million people. But what I'm kind of hoping for is, like, the ability to fill all of this in so it doesn't look so, like, sparse. And then, like, all that pixelation during the autosaves. And, like, every once in a while, it just takes a second to, like, you know, when I'm rotating. I don't know what I want, man. I want a bigger city here. NASA grade computer. So far, so good, though. Dude, hope you're well. Okay, so let's at the curve, put the third lane in. And as crazy as it sounds, I have not really pushed the population since Iceflake took over. When the game was new and we were like addicted to just like big city building just to kind of like test the limit of it all, we got up to like maybe 300,000 and change, and my computer was like a slideshow. This already feels way better for like population and size than it did at launch, like comically better. But I would be sad, though, if my PC just, like, shuts us down here. You know, if we cross, like, 300 or so. Remember, like, for Cities 1, my addiction basically would be, like, every few months, I'd be like, all right, well, let's start piecing together a new computer or a computer upgrade. We can build our city a little bit bigger now. Dude, like 8 FPS, man. What's funny too, Jeff, is I went back and I played This was like maybe a year ago. I played some Cities 1 again on stream as kind of like, you know, nostalgic throwback. And I fell right back into my old habits. And I enjoyed it, but I spent like hours and hours and hours min-maxing and interchange just for my game to crash. Like, I used every single mod I could think of, you know, like network, multi-tool, all of it, just to kind of like pop out the craziest modded feel. And my game crashed. And I didn't have autosave like running correctly, so I lost my progress. And I was like, well, Cities 1, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, I think like CS2 is the way forward. But this needs to be just one more little bit of optimizing. Okay, so that's got to swingy out like that, and that one's got to... Gotcha, okay. I made that a little bit tight. I'd love a 6-lane version of the highway. I've got a speed limit mod now, and we can just put in like a 6-lane road here, which is kind of handy. That would fix that problem, but let's see if we can maybe shuffle that a bit over. Like a mad scientist right now in a rush. Yeah, that's actually not bad at all. And you guys following the other city builders that are in development right now? There's City State Master Plan, and then there's Metropolis 2. Metropolis 2 kind of feels like a modern take on SimCity 4 in a way. And then City State Master Plan does look kind of like a City Skylines 2.5. And they have very ambitious dreams about what they're trying to build with their city. And it's interesting too, because they were kind of banking on like Skylines like to not make it, which is funny. And Skylines is having this No Man's Sky era right now, so I don't know if that's going to like affect them or not. I think a little bit of competition though would be good for the scene. And I don't think we need to light a fire under Ice Lake's butt or anything, but if competition did heat up the space, but I don't know, I don't mean to be critical, because I feel like the updates are coming out really quickly relative to, like, you know, our expectations especially, right? It's been 6 months of Ice Flake, and this has been like a complete 180 for the game. Even just people's attitude towards the game. It's just, yeah, the city-state master plan, like their trailer, they try to like basically solve all the problems that Skylines was having before Skylines started solving its problems. So can they do the same thing? Can they have, you know, can you... Does lightning strike twice, right? I don't know, eh? And then, I don't know, with this EA purchase, what's the over-under on another SimCity game coming around now? I kind of joked that that might happen, but now it seems like it actually might. Shame we can't get one more little bit of that 3-lane there. Effectively what the 6 would be. Okay, okay. We turn that left off. Obviously no traffic light. What are you technically right here? Are you a 3? Or a 3, okay. I feel like it's too busy looking now, eh? It was good the way it was before, funny enough. Oh my goodness, and I haven't mentioned it yet. Transport Fever, we're just marching one more day closer. Please, just stop. You know what I mean? They have all the ability in the world just to give us so much information now. It seems like there's so much hype. The trailers, announcements, and then just silence. You know what I mean? What do they want from us? Yeah, Transport Fever, not quite a city builder, but city building adjacent. And that also has so much potential to be a bang-ring. Okay, so I think my 20-minute ambitious plan to have this finished is not going to happen. But let's just keep on keeping on. Good conversation, too. But the desire to, like, get stuff done quickly in this game is so confusing to me. I have to work with a psychologist one day down the road. Understand the addiction cycle of Skylines. The lies we tell ourselves. Oh, just one more lane. Oh, just 5 more minutes. You know what I think if that, like, had one extra unit before it connected, that would look better. Yeah. More room for the merge, too. I don't know why I'm pausing. I'm acting as if traffic is driving on this. That's a habit that just does not die from playing Cities 1 for as long as I did. In real time, your CPU would just recalculate. And then while working on something, you would just see all the cars, you know, just suddenly, like, switch directions, change gear. So your poor PC, you could just, like, smell the temperature increasing. So I have this autopilot just, you know, thought where I just have to pause the game to stop the CPU calculations while I work on highway stuff. Funny. There it is. That is cool. That is cool. And then definitely still for me, like, the road building is what makes this game so cool. Everything else is a bonus, but when this game was still kind of, like, janky broken, just the road building still, it was like a 51-49. It was this over Cities 1. Even though Cities 1 had all the DLC, the assets, the mods, the lifestyle. Oh my gosh, this looks so cool. It looks so cool. And then that is, there you go. And then turn that one off. There you go. Oh man, that is so cool. And, like, I love the fact that we don't have to worry about it being symmetrical because the road itself doesn't meet symmetrically. Getting some spaghetti for dinner. Oh my god. Yeah, man. But I like that, though, eh? Like, North Korea is perfectly planned. Do you know what I mean? That kind of, like, messes with your head a bit when you look at the roads. Real roads have curves. Heck yeah, they do. I just don't know why. Part of it's me, but I struggle, and the game doesn't make it too easy to actually draw stuff that's symmetrical. Like, you don't really get the grid squares when you're doing your highway stuff, right? And then, like, what would fix that? Like a copy pasta? Like, would that be enough, do you think, speaking of pasta? You know, like the ability to mirror and flip? You know, like you're to parallel all those tools? We're going to wait for the network multi-tool to catch up, you know, this thing right here, your connections. Why does that have to be mods, though? Yeah. I'm fired up today, eh? I got a lot to say, apparently. I love this song. So many true constants in this universe. 1, I love the song. 2, I love coffee. 3, I love chit-chatting about Skylines. I say just, you know, death and taxes are the other ones, right? Yep. Death taxes in Skylines wanting 5 more minutes. Yep. Also, Tom, literally last night, massive, super-sized bowl of pasta with meat sauce. Just craving some home feels. Yeah, I think when it comes to food as a random segue, I'm like a very simple man. I like the simple stuff done well. You know, cook it low and slow. The Hardee's. I just do like as a species. We all just kind of bond over food, you know? Oh my goodness. This is so cool. I think that's technically it too. Oh my god. If anything, this side does feel a bit tight, but it literally functions. Oh man, Jeffy, I loved that game, dude. Surviving Mars. I was a little bit disappointed with the HD remake. Apparently they didn't quite cover all the bugs and bases. I pre-ordered that soundtrack on vinyl. And then do you know the board game Terraforming Mars? Very similar to that. Yeah, even in its kind of like, I want to say unfinished state, I still want to give that game another try. It's been a minute since I played it. And it was one of those games that, like, I don't know what it was at launch, but people felt bamboozled. I think they thought it was going to be like City Builder, but on Mars, which it kind of is, but I remember that game just like not necessarily being what I wanted it to be, but I thoroughly enjoyed it still, though. All right, so this has got to come and talk to the highway, like here was my plan. Jan, what up, man? It's either that or we go towards the bridge. And how was Jan today? Yeah, like, I'm in like over like that. It's gonna get a bit busy if we try to make another one here. Not that we couldn't, but it's kind of changing that path slightly. Yeah, I think coming into the bridge, it's gonna be a fun challenge too, and it's like a little bit more help for like the seaport too. And then where the heck is that other interchange gonna go? We need one that has the diverging diamond about, and then the continuous flow on either side of it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good for height. Oh, that's cool too. Hello, CN Tower. I still like, what is this? The Temu knockoff CN Tower. Why is this in here? I have main character syndrome very often. I like grew up in Sharana, good old Toronto. I meme hard, but did they do that for me? Probably not, right? But did they? I have my own tower in this game, by the way. I never talk about this really over here, but did you guys know that? I have to search for it. If you look up the write-up on the website for this, the Imperial Tower, the Imperial State Building, Bad Peanut made this as an homage to me. Is that the craziest thing you've ever heard? There's like a little like link that even leads to like the Twitch stream. I've never been more honored in my life. I've never actually placed this building down because I'd like to organically unlock it. But to unlock it, you need level 5 offices, which are like one of the hardest things in the world to do. But the crowning jewel to your city, the Imperial State Building, is a monument to the construction industry of the 1920s, standing proudly at 360 meters tall. Very nerdy. I love it, eh? Oh, okay. Lots of work. And finally checked in with a doc about the MRI I did a couple weeks ago. Came out all clear. Good. Yeah, that's stress off the old shoulders, eh? I know. I wish it said it more Jeffy in here. I almost want to like bring the website up so you can see it, but it was like the little word of the week. Bad Peanut wrote something nice about me. And that's really dorky and cool. Oh, this is the bridge that is the double stack. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so incredibly cool to get this in. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is going to take so long now. Darn it, but in a fun way, darn it. Oh, man, that's cool. I didn't realize what I was looking at for like 2 minutes there, eh? Okay, this changes everything in a good way, but I need now a lane to leave like the lower part. That would be really cool if we could get that building organically unlocked. Hello, loud trains? That would be the crowning jewel of this city. I was just talking to Bad Peanut yesterday, actually. Oh, the train in that is so cool. What is the craziest interchange you have ever made? I think literally the one we just built, dude. Like, this has to be up there, right? This one kind of presses the limit. Like, it could be a lot cleaner, but it is effectively a double crossover merging interchange, which is a diverging diamond, but for the highways. I like these a lot. And then diverging diamonds in general are just kind of cool to look at. And then if it's done correctly, I think they're just absolutely beautiful because they look like a Spider-Man logo. But I love the single point urban interchanges. And I've just rebuilt one of these. It's kind of funny. We go back and forth between the Twitch and the YouTubes to like, you know, what we're using for a learning guide. But I just made one of these absolute bangerang on Twitch. And I made it with a timed traffic light with help from the traffic light mod. And we have like multi-lane enter, exit, like it's crazy. But imagine this with more lanes and like better timing. And then the craziest intersection, whatever, so controversial. I love to make them because they're such a fun talking point. Are the magic roundabouts. And this, if you wanted to, you could theoretically make like a highway version of this. But kind of a take on the one you'd find in Swindon. But geez, dude. And it works too. People use it. Love it. Fun for the city center too. All right. Are you talking about stuff or are you building stuff? I'm doing both. What are you doing? All right. The magic roundabout! I went past that on my way home from the dentist. No, you did not, dude. Where's the other one? Near, like, Heathrow? It's crazy. Like, it's funny, too, because it has, like, traffic lights on it now, but it really is a, like, majestic piece of infrastructure. I have never seen the roundabout one. Oh, no way, eh? They're not impossibly difficult to build in Skylines. I kind of, like, quickly learned, like, the meta. And when the game was new, we were kind of like, you know, the unofficial home of the magic roundabout. We needed someone on Twitch to kind of like set us aside for the sake of the memes, but you're effectively just making a road and then doing 108 degree. Here, check this out really quick. They seem intimidating until you start making them. This is such a segue. But let's say we're going 72 meters. I'm going to keep the anchor point, so I haven't let go. I'm going to go 72 meters. And then this is where the math comes in. It has to be 108 degrees. So we're going to rough estimate. So that's 72 at 108. So 72, 108. And then 72 at 108. And then guess what? 72 at 108. 71.6, but you know what I mean, close enough, right? And then from here, you can just do roundabout, 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 roundabout. She's done. And then get extra lanes if you want. This is like the crude, easy peasy, she's done. And then what you have, just like in real life, is you have 5 roundabouts, and then the inner portion becomes a counter swing roundabout that goes the other direction. So it's 6 roundabouts. And these could have, if you wanted to, a traffic light. The real one does now. But effectively, if you're just driving towards it, you have the option to exit the roundabout to continue, or you just go through and exit again. So at your crossroad, right, you either turn left, you turn right, and then up here again, you can continue through, continue right, wherever you want the exit to basically be. It's pretty crazy. And they just chew traffic for freaking breakfast, man. Like, I don't think we have a lot of traffic going through here because we have such a strong public transit game, but it's effectively like it just kills traffic. It's crazy. A fidget spinner roundabout. Matt, what up, man? Basically, yeah. Yo, somewhere I have a mixer fidget spinner. I make them big enough to put the fountain in the middle. Yeah, good signage should be all you need. And like a good city planner, good road planner should take advantage of the systems you're already familiar with. You know, a sign will kind of help you out, right? But, you know, the stay to the right of the island, stay to the left of the island. One of those things, right? All right, do you want to build this or you want to chit-chat? Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry. Gosh. I keep myself focused, eh? Matt, how are we today? Okay, a little bit taller. Not by much, just like literally a smidgen there. That's perfect. Well, we're halfway through our episode of the day, and we're still, like, not even making a dent, it feels like, on getting this done. Ah, we're okay. Getting me through my work afternoon. Well, I'm happy to keep you company. I'm, like, in a beautiful way shocked. There's so many episodes of this series now. For anybody that needs, like, yeah, extra content or anything, this is episode 30 of our little ongoing Let's Play here. Oh, my favorite song. Okay, so this is gonna be just absolutely crazy. I have to do a loopies. It comes off the uppie that loops around. And, like, chit-chats with that one. Like, that seems so cool and so crazy. This may or may not be how I want this in the end. I might have to change part of it, but let us continue. And then, I don't know, this is probably, you know, like, oh, we never would have guessed Jedi. My favorite thing to do in cities is highway stuff. It's just kind of like, you know, you're cracking open a crossword puzzle, and you're just having some fun, tinkering with traffic, seeing what connects, you know, just making a little puzzle. Love that element of the game. I love chit-chatting, too. If I could go back, do it all over again, I think I would do city planning. Go to school and everything for that, you know? Be armed with real knowledge instead of my cowboy knowledge, but... Between Cities 1 and Cities 2, though, I am coming up on 10,000 hours. Which I believe is that magic number where you kind of have an idea of what you're talking about all of a sudden. I'm an expert in your industry and field. My industry and field happens to be making memes, you know? I'm rotating. I think I can have, like, competent conversations about city stuff. And I could, you know, sit in front of, like, a panel of people and have, like, a real conversation about, like, pros and cons of different types of infrastructure. That makes me proud. That's cool. Like, where do you get this random information from otherwise, right? What do they say? It's chic to be geek, right? Okay, I need this one like such. Oh, Yumble. Dude, I love Yumble. Yumble's like one of my, I don't want to say IRL friends. I know him IRL as a byproduct of this, but we became friends because of cities. Dude, I love Yumble, dude. He got married, eh? I keep hoping that people like Yumble are going to come back, but the Cities 2 like launch wasn't really enough to keep them kind of in the game, you know? A lot of those creators just kind of went back to being like, you know, like hobby and then back to jobs and stuff. He's like a married man now. He's like a working boy and everything. I used to do Grand Theft Auto roleplay with Yumble, if you can imagine. And I've met him a few times IRL. He is absolutely a tall boy. Like, I am tall, very, you know, rarely do I need to look up to someone when I'm chit-chatting with them, but Yumble was like, he's like 6'4" or something like that, dude. He literally is an engineer and a space wizard when it comes to the roads. And then he's so good at the symmetry. Like, he absolutely nails the symmetrical element of the Skylines builds. And I'm very good at the opposite. I can do the jazz. We're just kind of like, you know, freestyling, putting something in where it fits. The LA approach, if it fits, it sits. I like these unconventional intersections that don't necessarily need to have the stress of being symmetrical. I'm so envious of him being able to, like, just do those loops. And his content is fire, man. Bro, that is the craziest, coolest thing so far I've seen today. Next to that, eh? Oh, yeah. Matt, you know there are people still that are sitting on like 10,000 fidget spinners because they were like, oh yeah, this is my retirement plan. Honey, we're mortgaging the house, we're buying fidget spinners. Yeah, his last video was 2 years ago. Damn, dude. Yeah, the early era of Skylines 2. Just wasn't enough, like, you know, game content to kind of make it work the right way. I should message him, eh? You should drop a comment on one of his videos. Just be like, thinking about you, brother. Because his YouTube still churns. He probably still gets a little bit of, you know, like notifications and action stuff from it, right? All right, so 1/2. You can leave and go that way. Oh, boy. I still know people sitting on Beanie Babies. Oh, they're making a comeback, all right. The Beanie Babies are funny because they are making a comeback. They're making them again, but the price is, like, it hasn't really rebounded. Like, I don't think they're ever going to be worth, like, the hundreds of dollars per unit the way they were before. Okay. Now, for the sake of making this a little bit easier on yourself, would this be better if that was this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But then the bridge. Oh, dear. Oh, no way it works. No way. Brother. So then what if we got rid of one lane for 1 second? No way, dude. No way, dude. Oh, man. That is so cool. Dude, shut up. That's cool. Oh, my God. See what I mean? I literally live for this moment right here. Where you build something and you're like, oh, that's cool. Quite literally. Literally. right, how the heck are we gonna figure this part out? Oh my heaven, eh? It's almost like I need to go... Oh, God. Why do you make this so hard on yourself, you know? I don't know, dude. I have no answers. Like, that's got to go to there, obviously, right? But then, like, what are you doing with that part? Oh, my heck. All right, so you drive this way, and that's for you turning right. And then if you're driving uppies, that also is for you to go right. Okay, so then you going this way to get to the left. Oh, boy. Do you have any thoughts on the new YouTube view counting? I don't even know how it works. I know that YouTube is making things a little bit trickier to get monetized now and to pay out. They've upped like requirements and stuff, and they're also increasing the price of premium. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like in 2026, you know what I mean? It's bad optics to kind of be doing what they're doing. The opposite should be happening. Like premium should be going down in price, and you know, views and everything should be easier for creators to. Like if everybody could use a side hustle, you know, and if people are making fun videos, getting a little bit of extra revenue, helping out with their monthly, and people are enjoying more content, like that seems like that would be a win for the ecosystem, right? Guys, I'm so sorry. My brain just cannot process this correctly right now. What is wrong with you? So that's you going out and to the right. Got it. And then I need that one to come into here. And then why does that look so wrong? One second, please. This is so... I literally... Like, what is this? It's right in front of my face. My brain just stopped being able to understand what I'm looking at. I don't know why that's the case. It's so silly. Okay, so I just basically need this one to go to the right. So that one's got to go over like that. Okay. I am just as confused as you are with this interchange. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh no. I just made this so hard. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Okay. Yes, no, I feel your pain too. What we could try is this going underneath that bridge. So I can kind of talk you through why I'm stuck in my head right now. I need to be able to get use of that exit. So that's going to have to kind of come like that and then come to the uppies. I've just made this a little bit more complicated than I need it to be. I'm going to be happy in the end when we have this built. I just, like, cannot believe I thought I would finish all of this in, like, 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, yeah, dude, you'll be done this, like, you know, no time. You'll be, you know, working on all your other city stuff by now. Oh, okay. It's just like the double-decker element of this is just quite literally making my brain, like, break. I love that that is kind of possible with our little pixel party here, but... Okay. It's just got to be enough room that if you want it to exit, you can. And if you don't want to exit, you can still shuffle over and you are good. And so that has the 5th lane right here. And then those two chit-chat. Okay. One more piece. And then this might be confusing to look at, but in theory, in real life, if we were actually building this, it would just be signage and just follow the signs. The only thing that sometimes confuses me is if I'm driving somewhere and I don't recognize the signs because I'm not used to that like particular sign, but I've only driven a scooter, so I don't know if it like super counts, but I've driven in France and I tried the roundabout near the Arc de Triomphe just to kind of see, like, would it be a disaster to, like, you know, drive in, drive out, merge over? And it wasn't crazy. It was, but it wasn't. Like, drivers in France, you just kind of make a little bit more eye contact with each other, and you don't really want to come to, like, a full stop. A lot more people there have, like, a stick shift. And so you just kind of, like, gently merge. You just, like, make contact, you know, make eye contact, and then just a little head nod, and you're just kind of in, you know? Drivers all seem to, like, work a little bit more safely together. But then you're like NASCAR driving where you're like 2 feet from each other. So it's such a weird one. It's a little bit stressful, but as long as you just keep the pace going, you're happy. Yeah, navigating like a multi-lane roundabout just like, you know, for the first time wasn't that crazy. It was cool. I was impressed. And, you know, somehow, right, if the content takes off and we're running out of things to do, we could be car YouTubers for a bit. Go rent cars and drive around Europe and chit-chat about different infrastructure projects, right? Guys, if you haven't already and you're enjoying the show, hanging out, just double-check to see if you're subscribed, and if you want, you can hit the like button. Let some more people know that we're hanging out and having some fun together in here. Otherwise, well, what are the big changes? Kind of going back to your question about the views. So I think I remember reading that, like, the short views are getting done differently. You can't, like, you know, budge them. The view needs to be an actual view. All right, so that's you getting off and then going to the this way. And then you can get off the uppy and go that way. Well, I'm still, like, what do you need left? That one goes there. Okay, there's still one piece of this that's missing. Yes. That's you going to the left. Uh-huh. And if you're coming this way, how do you get to the left? Oh, right. I need to get into there. Got it. Done. Wow, thank you. Got it. Got it. Ladies and gentlemen, got him. And then that is... Oh, that's not... Yeah. Cool. All right, put that into a 4 for a moment, and then we'll shrink down the extra lanes. And then we'll just double, triple, quadruple check. So I might be lying to myself again here. And that becomes now 3. What do you call this? Yang, what up, man? I have no idea what kind of interchange this would be in real life, other than just kind of an interchange that only Jedi could love. I don't know, it's kind of a trumpet, sort of. A whole bunch of highway jazz happening at once, eh? But it is technically a trumpet-esque. Sort of, right? Kind of. I don't know, what would you call this, eh? I forget the train. It's compact in the sense that it doesn't take up very much space. Seems sketchy AF to not, like, have a head-on collision right here. I don't know, this is a very peculiar... But I like it, I'm here for it, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. It just took over an hour to do, and I really thought this would take like 20, 30 minutes. Apparently you can't rush perfection, though, eh? And how is Yang today? Hope you're well, my friend. Yang, I can tell you what, though. This one here. DCMI. Double crossover merging interchange. The diverging diamond, but the highway-to-highway version of it. And boy, howdy, I could look at this all day. Matt, Pogs. Are Pogs making a comeback, yes or no? Pogs had like a big thing in the 50s and the 60s, and then like 90s and 2000s. So are we like halfway to the next cycle? Do you start buying your Pogs now, or is that about to have a comeback? That is really something, isn't it, eh? Oh, she's something, buds. My God, she is something, eh? This will look cool, though, when it's just full of traffic and got a little bit more city stuff next to it, you know? Maybe the people of the chat will have to be the ones that name our monstrosity here. Oh, no, don't put this on us. A little bit of that curve doesn't seem right. I think I'm gonna have the curve. Yeah, that's the issue. And guys, for Friday, we're going to continue our Manor Lords. And we'll see how that goes, but I might do a different game for the week after on the Fridays. Yeah, not quite still. There it is. Some universal constants, though. If you do want to build like an interchange like this, it really is just kind of like a couple extra steps every step of the way. Just trying to like get that, like, you know, clean line, clean angle, clean flow, and then you like, you know, deleting and rebuilding to get cleaner curves. Even when you're using the mods, you still need a few extra steps. That does look a bit better, though. And I think that covers all the bases on this one, eh? The Jedi Jumble. That's right. Spaghetti Junction, baby. Houston, you're damn right. Is it actually working, though? I think so. Because you get off on the bottom, you can go right. That guy's taking that right now. And then I see, obviously, the pillars being an issue here, too. We can fix that, but I wish the pillars worked a bit better when you're doing your stacks like this. This is the better bulldozer right here, so I can download segments, or delete segments instead of the actual. Bro, that is so cool. only part that kind of worries me is, like, right here. Not a lot of room. Holy moly, that's loud. Yeah, I love it. All right, cool. That is crazy talk. And so that will continue into, like, you know, wherever that ends up being, suburb, small town, region, something. And then we need one more connection point for highway to grounds. And so I don't mean to, like, just spend the entirety of today in air quotes doing this, but I think it's a necessary evil. We just end up in, like, you know, like, there's so much more of the city now that needs to be built again, right? Yeah. Whatever. I'd make the argument that chasing a little bit of symmetry like this is kind of nice. So when we're, like, zoomed out on the overhead, that should kind of feel pleasant for the eyeballs without you realizing that it feels pleasant. But you would notice if it felt unpleasant. Very scientific explanations here. And then, yeah, just see, like, one more kind of, like, big piece of the city puzzle kind of coming together. We can see the grid. We can see how this wants to be filled in. We can definitely see where the highest density, the downtown, all that's going to be. We definitely know where the industry and seaport is. We got a feel for some of the outskirts with the farms and the suburbs. I'm so worried that my PC will not make it. I'm going to keep trying, and this is going to be, like, maybe a test in itself, but I'm just so worried that we're going to be playing this on pause for, like, 90% of the episode. And then I'm going to have to, like, record a time lapse and, like, speed it up to get, like, normal game time or something, eh? If that's the case, that's the case, but holy heck, I'm enjoying this. All right. So this needs to be something, right? Yeah. So that actually can stay as a road, and then maybe just next to it, this can be where the continuous flow ends up going. Slash the diverging diamond about. Yeah, okay. And this is going to be a copy of something you find in Kansas City in Old Missouri. So diverging diamond that turns into a roundabout. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. All right. Trains can only go one way because of how the ramp is set up. Not over here? Oh, no, this is two-way traffic, isn't it? Yeah, this is two-way. But you mean you can't go, like, to the right? Oh, yeah, you can't, eh? That's a good shout, dude. We need our why. And why is that Jedi? I don't know why I didn't put it in. Yeah, we need one of these, though, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Transport fever! I can't wait, dude. Because transport fever, you have to, like, put your signals, you know, your switches, and get all that just correct the fun right way. Oh, I can't wait, dude. Still no news, pardon me, on our attempt to get an early access. Let's keep thinking we're, like, one day closer every day that inches by, right? Okay. So yeah, roundabout, please. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm probably gonna need a bigger roundabout than I think I'm gonna need. Oh man, I know. It's like, how do you? How? Okay. No, you got it. Oh, that's funny. That's like one big road right there. One big segment. All right, so that goes off. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a reason why I did the trains that way. Davis! What's going on? Welcome in. Hello there. Davis, always a pleasure. You bring very good vibes. Okay, basically that, but like not as scary looking. Yeah, okay. I think effectively one lane, just for simplicity here. Oh man. It's got to be like enough room. Oh, the node controller. Oh yeah. Oh, yes. That's cool. Huh. Davis, I am well today, but the silly wildfire smoke literally is back. We had that big storm over the weekend, and then yesterday was like actual blue sky, and I have not seen that in like 3 weeks, where like completely no smoke. And like the blue was so blue, and I was like, oh my god, you could breathe. And it was like, oh. And then now instantly back to smoky and just like haze and like, ugh. I had such good energy levels, and I still have a little bit of that today, but I feel like the next few days I'm going to be kind of like, ugh. But c'est la vie, only a few more weeks, and then into winter, right? Oh, nothing, don't even you worry one bit. Don't you worry one bit. You got your own stuff. You worry about the house things. It just is what it is. Just annoying, but in the grand scheme, I am well, and I'm doing well today. Lots of haze, other parts of the country on and off. Yeah, it's just it's a bad season. Technically, what's happening is the El Nino La Nina switch. That happens like every 10, 11 years, and this just is a very bad cycle this year. So fun. No winter yet. I need to move. Well, winter is a relative term. It more just kind of means that, like, the rainy season is coming for us. Vancouver has a very, very, very timid winter compared to the rest of Canada. And then for us, like, winter just means more rain, more precipitation, which is what we need for the fires. Go figure. That's part of the reason why Vancouver's so expensive. It's like you're kind of like over winter, but you still want to stay in Canada. You go to Vancouver. The Canadian winter, in like the stereotypical, like in your mind, it only lasts like maybe 2 weeks here, compared to like 2 months in other parts of the country. And so Vancouver has a special type of palm tree that can survive a little bit of the cold, but we're effectively a temperate rainforest here, which is cool. Davis, I don't really want it to rush. I love the summer. I love when it's like hot, I love just going out and just kind of like cooking. I don't know. I'm one of those weirdos. Winter means mountains of snow and polar vortexes. Oh, we can get those too. It's just like, you know, all of that really is just like a 2-week stretch, and then you're kind of like, you know, back to it not being like terrifyingly cold or whatever. And then presumably, you know, the snow cap is enough that it like gently melts throughout the whole year, and you don't have to worry about, you know, the wildfires or any of that kind of stuff. Doesn't dry out too much, you know, but it's been a tough season for that. So everything's dry, everything's burning. Okay, we can see our goal right here, right? And so the roundabout chit-chats with our key wall along the water's edge here. And guys, if it's your thing, like I always try to promote like both the platforms, like the Twitch and the YouTubes, but YouTube, it's a tough one. It's fun, but I feel like Twitch is a bit more interactive and silly for the live streams. If ever you like crave for like, you know, a little bit more interaction and stuff, definitely like feel free to come visit us over there. I just keep things a bit calmer over here. I enjoy the difference between the streams, but if you want some chaos. And then speaking of chaos, like Twitch has promotions coming up right now for next month. We will be live a lot more, and our goal is to try to get to TwitchCon. So they have like promotions and dorkiness. So if you want to come visit, we'd appreciate that. And our goal is just to raise some money so we can drive to TwitchCon and visit some friends and have some fun down there. All right, so diverging diamond on one half, roundabout on the other. But because we flipped our roads, this is just like the magic roundabout. We can actually functionally use this portion of the roundabout. I just got to get these lanes to chit-chat, I think, a little bit differently. But let's worry about that part after. Two months? November is like, or no, winter is November to mid-March. Yeah, isn't that like 2 months? Yeah, right. I don't know. Goose are like the worst of winter. I don't know. You know, it's like minus 30 in like Sharana those few days, you know? Oh, absolutely. Yang, absolute natural life. Yeah, like, no, like wildfires are part of the equation. Some trees, they can only, like their seeds only pop open in a wildfire. It just, this season's a little bit too dry and we're already out of snow. And we didn't have much of a snow cap this year. And so it was like extra dry as a result of all that. I might be running into that same problem where I need that to be a little bit closer. Yeah. Let's maybe make the road a smidgen wider with that middle median. And we can use node controller to pop it open too. Yo, another OG content creator, which I don't think he's going to come back. It'd be crazy. But do you guys remember Fresh Popcorn? That guy, absolute OG, dude. He's from that, like, Yumble era as well. No, man. He was such a gem. Him and I used to, like, hang out together and watch, yesterday when I was mentioning, like, you know, the Florida Department of Transportation, him and I used to watch, like, those together. They get ideas for, like, interchanges and, like, thought processes and how to explain things. I feel like if you're, like, you know, an intersection autist, you know what I mean? You can look at it and be like, ah, yes, of course, this is a XYZ. But if you're Joe Nobody, you know, it's like, what am I looking at here, dude? What is this? Explain this to me in lamest terms, you know? And so we would borrow the talking points of the people that get paid money to figure this out, right? You had wildfires in this city? Probably. We're more the, tornadoes, though, eh? Tornadoes much more of a problem, this one. My Twitch city has a wildfire that just burns in a circle and then burns back around when the circle's kind of out. It's so funny. And that kind of is a good segue talking point. I kind of want some more disasters in this game already, eh? I'm not sure what the plan is, but feels like we're in need of some more, you know? Like proper tsunamis, proper, you know, like a flood, earthquake. Some biblical stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. I need that to kind of come a bit in. And then curve up these, okay. That's going to be a bit further. Out of the rain's very peaceful in this game. Have they announced they're working on a new DLC with patch? They they have announced a DLC. Get out, really? I'd say the last I heard, Yang, was that they're just working on optimization for mods. They have a DLC announcement though, for real? I just need that to be a little bit better. I can see the rhyme and reason, right? Like, I normally have the slope on to help with that, but we just get our anchor points. We end up with an angle that we're happy with, and then we just draw, if we can, as one kind of, like, clean, long segment. That's effectively, like, my method to the flow into the madness here. And then having the Anarchy mod is what gives us all these extra options. There's a very gentle version of that built into the game here, but this is just like, oh my heavens, you know? I have not announced yet the name of the DLC or what it'll be included. Oh my gosh, that's such a tease. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I'm excited for a DLC. It's about time. And then historically, you know, if they follow the normal paradox model here, there should be a free update to the game that benefits everyone, whether you buy the DLC or not. I always thought that was a very, like, cool thing of them to do. The DLC helps, you know, fund the development to the next level of it. And effectively, like, you know, once you cross a certain number of hours in this game and you know this game is for you, like, you'll... like, anything under the sun you can justify. Yeah, long live Ice Flake, eh? Good for them. I had a nostalgic moment yesterday though, because I was just kind of like watching the city when we were playing on Twitch, and I forgot that, like, you know, the buses have like the Colossal Order logo on some of them, and I was like, oh, because I don't think we've heard from Colossal yet, eh? All right, that's what's going to have to be. So this stays to the same levels. We don't bork out that part. And then we build the bridge to, or the ramp to go down. There you go. There it is. I'm going to tick that one down by, like, just maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Wow, this is so much infrastructure. I can't believe the entirety of today has just been building this little stretch from here to there. That's an hour and a half. That's wild. And we're not even anywhere near close, eh, to being done. That's so crazy. We are, but, like, you know what I mean. Only 8 thumbs up? Ah, you know. People will lurk. People will do what they got to do. But it is helpful if you guys want to hit a like. If you want to drop a comment. Those kind of things. Steven, what up, man? Gooster, I stress too much about those kind of things, you know? But you can only lead a horse to water. It's up to them if they want to drink. I'm trying to be more of that thought. I always joke about it, but being like, you know, the difference between being a try-hard and someone just trying hard. Trying to be a little bit more chill, you know, but you just kind of hope that the mechanics and all that stuff just kind of sort themselves out. Enough people hit the like button, enough people subscribe, enough people tell their friends, you know? Just want to be growing, want to be having fun, want to be having fun with more people. Steven, how was your day? What's up, man? Oh, I see 13. There we go. Well, then we just did something good right there. That's helpful. Oh, we just got to get like a little bit more eyeballs on ecosystem these days. And so I think the way to really do that is making some more pre-recorded content. The live streams are a tough sale for some reason on YouTube. I kind of thought we were past that, but you guys have made it here today. And I appreciate you being here with us. And if you're watching this, you know, as a VOD down the road, heck yeah, bud. Job well done. The system's working. Trying to bait the chat, not you. I know, but I fall for it, dude. You do get a little bit, you know, jealous, envious of people that just go live and grow their ecosystem without, you know, real effort, right? It's tough to come back after long breaks, and you never know where people are at, you know? People be like, why am I subbed to this guy, you know? We just got to get all the non-believers out of the ecosystem, start growing it back with new, fresh faces that are interested. Hopefully bring some of the non-believers back around, though, right? It's just every single video and series and effort I've ever done, it does kind of like peter off as we go, but then there's always like a late resurgence. I never really seem to like account for that correctly, and so we're just gonna keep on trying to push through. But officially, like, the viewership is declining over the course of the stream, so we gotta just make sure we're not getting too far away from our goal here, which is, you know, trying to grow. But yeah, how she goes down the road, you know. Steven, I am making absolutely wild infrastructure jazz right now. The Klingon bird of prey starting to form. Yeah, right. It does kind of look like one, though, doesn't it, eh? Yeah, kind of. And we built a diverging diamond, but the highway-to-highway version. DCMI, baby. And then diverging diamond about. A saxophone interchange? Ooh. Steven, what do you call this? Like, I don't, like, what am I looking at, really, right? I really, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, brother. I'm going to keep on building this, but oh, brother, eh? Listen, there's a trumpet, but why no saxophone? Well, it's just extra parts, I think. That's a good point, though. All right, so this has the roads that go to the highway, and then it has a frontage road as well that I want to connect in. That harbor for passengers? It's not a working line just yet, but that will eventually be for passengers, yes. It's just the building is there for placeholder. And I think we want to maybe try to get some boats going in and through like the main harbor. And I've downloaded a different swing bridge. It'd be kind of cool to test out with boat traffic. It just seems like every week I just go worse and more ham into the workshop, which is why I'm excited for the next like Ice Flake update. A little more optimization in that sense. Do you have a fishing area yet? We have a little fishing area that we put down in our like pond lake over by the golf course. Just so we can get a bit of boat activity in what feels like the marina over there, but not really officially. And I don't really know if this is what I want to keep for the long haul. I was just kind of hoping to get some boats cruising through here. This looks a little bit busy. But this area is in need of like another little touch-up. Still can't believe we built a golf course. That's so cool. What happened here? Burn down. That's a car that crashed over there? Oh, brother. Have you used the slope tool in the node controller? No, Steven, I did not even know. Oh my god. I'm gonna be sick, dude. I need this so badly, and it's right here in front of me. I didn't know, like, what's been updated and what's not been updated for this. Oh, no way. Is the loop working now? Oh, coming soon. No. See, that's what I'm waiting for, dude. This is kind of dead to me. All I use it for right now is add a node, remove a node. I'm still waiting for that one. Damn, son. Try the slope. Oh, I have an idea of how it'll work. In Cities 1, that was like the bee's knees. If it follows what happened in Cities 1, you pick an end and you pick a start, and then just slopes everything in between correctly. As if you're running with one of these guys going. Like for me, the life hack is I will do the road sometimes 3 or 4 times, but in its final iteration, when I do that, because I have this slope going, that usually fixes it. In vanilla, you can still kind of do it too, but I should still try it though, just to kind of get some extra vibes, right? Also, Steven, I have Zomboid on the brain, dude. Tremendous fun start yesterday, but I have such, like... I have, like, mental FOMO. You know what I mean? And we're playing it later today. Yeah, try to see what it does. Okay. Presumably, let's go for an extreme test here. Presumably, we're going from here... Take off constant slope. No, I mean... Let me do it this way so it's more dramatic. Okay, so we slope, and it should be the start and the end. Oh my god, it's back! It's back, baby. It's back. Oh my god. No way. Oh, dude. Quality of life. Get out of town. That's incredible. Oh my god. We're back, baby. Even, where were you an hour ago when I needed you? How dare. Now, $1 million question. Will you remember to use this? I don't know. Wow. Insane. Insane. But then, like, again, like, why not vanilla-ize these things, you know? Por qué no vanilla? That's such a ramp, dude. I think it's kind of okay because you're going to, like, build all around this, really. I see more highway stuff kind of hidden in plain sight as the city builds itself up, but that's not too shabby. Especially if that guy is aimed at going, like, kind of closer to the water and up. Did someone make the network multi-tool mod? That's basically what that is, eh? What we're using right now. This is by Brucey. What's it officially called? Yeah, network tools. Effectively the network multi-tool for cities too, so you can do your loops and stuff. This is what I'm really waiting for, though. Now that that works with the slope, like, oh my gosh, eh? That's cool. I'm still waiting for some, like, legacy holdouts from Cities 1, though. All right, I think that's another interchange done. I think you're right. Cool, man. I saw something that said downtown factory. Oh, it's a peaches. Peaches come from a can, and they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. And if I had my little way, well, I'd eat peaches every day. Oh, really? I would, yeah, really. I remember being mortified as a child. The very first time I had a peach on my own. Up until then, I always like peach slices, you know? Your parents will like slice and de-pit. I remember taking a giant bite out of a peach and finding the pit, and I literally like gagged. I thought my peach was broken. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Logie Bear, what up, dude? Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. But yeah, literally, I was shooketh when I learned that, like, you know, fruits can have pits. Like, grapes can have seeds. Oranges can have seeds. I was like, oh my god, dude. I couldn't trust anything after that moment, you know? The huge white building? Yeah, literally. It's like the Peaches factory for memes. This is our peach factory. This is a waterfront, kind of like a shop or something. Really nice. Separate from the peach factory, but that's just for memes. Even, darn right, sir. See you soon. Have a good day at work, man. Germs! I will be, yeah. Maybe like a couple hours in between. I'm going to try to get some admin stuff done. A little bit of tidying up around the house. And at some point, too, I got to start getting caught up on thumbnails for the YouTubes. The YouTube is like just so tough to keep up with. I don't even do all that much. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, our goal for later on Twitch, we could maybe get a bit more of our cities build in. That city we're working on is Wildly Fire. But I'm very, very much like, I need to play Zomboid right now. It'd be fun to have a Zomboid series for YouTube. But I think pre-recording that would be a better approach. I think we're going to do at least one more Manor Lords. I'm finally starting to get a breakthrough with that. And that also, I think, would be like good for some pre-recorded content. Just to get a bit more of a feel on how to get there. I just yearn for like more days in the week, that kind of feeling. Okay, I need a dedicated turn lane so we can use better our inner lane. Yeah, like that to that, basically. Just give us one lane. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's easier. And then that can be a 1. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you do the round? What? Yeah, right. Oh my god, will you stop singing? Oh, sorry. God, dude. What is this, huh? There's some other games I want to try too. I just don't know if we're like wanting to add more live days to our YouTube yet without some pre-recorded. I just gotta win the lottery so I can take a few weeks off and just kind of like, you know, cook. Pursuit of content, it's a very fun one, but sometimes it's just tough because you can't really like, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, today is the day. How do you plan for that, you know? Okay, that is a outstanding bit of roads through here. I love it. Not really any zoning at all done today, which is not the end of the world. But we're somehow like getting close to the end of the episode, which is crazy to me. No, I need to come in at like that angle. That angle. And then we meet up. That's another thing I sometimes will do. I'll draw the road past just to get the better stretch angle there. There she is. Well, just so that we don't end up not placing a single thing down, we got like 5 minutes here. We can plop down a couple new buildings. We'll watch this with traffic as we zone some more. But effectively, a brand new addition to the highway network. That is incredible. Interchanges, functionality. In theory, more connectivity to the airport as well. That's a pretty kooky interchange talking to the bridge there, but it seems to be like it's nestled very well in plain sight to the point where it doesn't look too busy. And if it is functional, I'm going to be as pleased as punch. It's cool to look at. All right, so what do you got, eh? We got some good demand, too, for next episode. All right, so some new residential buildings, some new mixed. That's really good for the transition. But what do you got for like offices for downtown? Ah, yes. Yes, finally plopping some more stuff. Heck yeah, dude. There you go. That fits rather nicely right there. And we'll be back for sure on Friday. The month of September, there are promotions happening on Twitch. We're going to be streaming just a little bit more during that month. There could be some interruptions to our content over here. So if September ends up being light, you know where to find us, or you can guys you can get caught up on some of our older content. And then our plan is just to get some content rolling for the holiday season. Lord help me. So, ambitious and busy, but a very fun few weeks coming up, leading into our holiday season. Which is kind of crazy that that's, like, around the corner, eh? The old Hanukkah, Christmas, Ramadan, Kwanzaa, all of that together, right? All your major holidays. Wow, that's incredibly cool building. As far as the skyline goes, right? Like the concentration, I've said this before, but like the downtown here, this is where it's going to be. And then we scale outward, and this is like the core of like the financial district. So the most amount of offices, and then office products sharing with other offices, sharing office products. The amount of money you create is crazy. It's like generational wealth right here, you know? How big is that one? Okay, so these cute little small transitions, we can fill in over here a bit more. This is like the older downtown, the historic one. And then I don't want to go too crazy because our demand has now dropped off. Offices just won't function well without the smart people. Go figure. I'm not sure if we originally had that zone or why that's just kind of sitting on its own right there, eh? Oh, then last thing I'll say too, guys, if you want, like, come join our Discord, eh? Discord is for everybody. It's a fun place to kind of bridge the gap between the Twitch and the YouTube. We have a pet section in there. That alone should be enough, you know? Oh, look. Because it's overlapping, it made the wall go away there. That's interesting. Okay, so that building's not the one I wanted there. That one right in here, it's better. And then just keeping a little bit of this medium density height, say to like about this quadrant here. And then past the river, we scale down. And this should feel like the opposite side of the highway. It should just kind of match this. And I think this is such a cool stadium. I'm flip-flopping on it, but I'm in the state where I think it's cool again. And oh my heckin' goodness, what is going on here, eh? Yeah, simulation's slowing down tremendously here. Can't really 3-speed anymore. Maybe one extra lane. Worry about that later, though. Not the end of the world. Just don't have the time now to deal with it, you know what I mean? Know what I mean, Jellybean? I do indeed, sir. I do indeed. Well, I would deem today overwhelming success. Just took us so long to get to the point where, you know, we're successful, but GG's. And thanks for sticking it through. You are very diligent, and you're here for every single minute of the content, and that is freaking awesome. So thanks for keeping me company. Very lovely. And then just a little bit of high density. Yeah. A little bit of North American high density. A couple towers right there. Maybe a couple more will show up. Low density, or low rent, I should say, sorry. That probably needs to be broken up a bit when they start to come in. Just for that claustrophobic wall-to-wall. And the new style, North American Pittsburgh, match our 1900s residential. And then, guys, for the Discord, by the way, it's discord.gg/Imperial Jedi. I think you can just search for us and you can find us. I'm just going to throw in one little bit of these new houses. Where do you want those? Let's try them right in here. See how those look. Cute. Oh, this game. I want to keep going. This game is so incredibly addicting, but we are out of time. We're out of time here. Guys, tremendous. Like, literally tremendous. I was intimidated to try building that much highway stuff. I genuinely thought that was going to take, like, less than half the time it took, but It just seems like it's been here the whole time now. And then we're ready to start, like, filling this in. Even have a cool little road layout. And that's very unique infrastructure. The Diverging Diamond, the highway-to-highway version of it, DCMI, double crossover merging interchange, a diverging roundabout, like what in the heck? And then this lovely monstrosity that surely only a Jedi could love, right? Yeah. Okay, that is it. Get caught up, drop some comments, hit the like button, see me again, be well, be hydrated, and I appreciate you guys keeping us company, eh? So we'll see you in the next one. This is Canada checking out. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. Thanks for keeping me company.